Hello, Pizza Pals. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of The Pizza Whisperer with your host, Rich Leonard. Today, we're going to get a little wild and crazy and make a Stromboli. Before we get to all the ingredients, let's show you how we're going to saute up some spinach and other goodies. Just like this. All right, it's super happy spinach time. Let's crank up the heat. We'll go like a nice medium here. While we wait for that to heat up, a little bit of good old-fashioned cracked black pepper. We'll do a fairly generous amount. This little simple salt and pepper is all you need to season most things. You don't need to get too crazy. A little bit of the kosher stuff there. All right, we can throw in our garlic. Let that start to infuse with our already roasted garlic infused olive oil. Starting to warm up there. All right, we'll just start throwing in handfuls of spinach. Cook it down. And as that cooks down, we'll just keep adding more and more and more and more. And then when we feel like we're pretty good, we'll add in our tomatoes, pine nuts, give it a toss. Let's get ourselves some nice tongs. We're going pretty in pink today as far as the tongs are concerned. And we're just going to kind of fold this over itself, try and get every leaf into that hot oil, and you'll see this stuff just break down. By volume, it'll turn into a fraction of what it was in that big tub. Looking good. Throw a few more leaves in there. And we continue to turn. And this is it. You want to do sauteed spinach, not much to it. You can see that breaking down. What the heck? Let's throw our sun-dried tomatoes in there. Start mixing them in there. Pine nuts, welcome to the party. And hey, what the heck? You guessed it. More spinach. And we toss, and we turn. We toss and turn. And we make sweet vegetable love. And this will pair nicely with all of the artery clogging, delicious Italian meats we're going to put in our Stromboli. Make sure you get your exercise, work off some of these calories, because they're going to be lots. That's the thing, you work out fairly regularly, you can eat all sorts of crap. It's a nice trade-off. Spend an extra 10 minutes on the treadmill, have another Stromboli. Okay. I think you get the picture. We're just going to continue this, and I'll show you the finished product. Alrighty, here's our finished product with the spinach and tomatoes and pine nuts and all that good yum yum. We've got some hand-sliced, yummy, really extra good pepperoni. We've already sliced up some fresh mozzarella, some Parmesan, homemade pizza sauce, and the New York style pizza dough. I went with an extra big portion here. I want to end up with a rectangle, so I thought to myself, hey, maybe we'll start with a rectangle. So that's what happened here. Provolone, salami, prosciutto. Alrighty, so we're going to take a couple steps here. We're going to try and form this thing out on the same board I always use. And this is really good and sticky looking today. So we're going to try and make it a little easier to work with by using a little bit of flour. But then once we get it formed, I'm going to swap over to a plastic cutting board to basically top it, roll it up, and then work on getting it into the oven. Well, that's not as square as I was hoping, but I think we can make this work. All right. Uh-oh. We are on there. That is extra sticky. Okay. Find a problem, fix a problem. Sometimes it's like patchwork. Here we go. I'm actually going to break out the old handy dandy roller to try and get these edges smoothed out a little more, and maybe we'll flour up our handy dandy roller here. Probably don't want to go too big. I do want to be able to get this onto a regular cookie sheet. And guess where it's going there? We're going to break out old handy dandy, old reliable Traeger smoker. So we're going to do a smoked Strombolicious Stromboli. Hey, that looks pretty rectangular. All right. Okay, so we're good there. Now what I'm going to do is put a little olive oil on our plastic board, and then we're going to get kind of oily from here on out. All right, so let's get this oiled up. All right, and that should fix our sticky dough problem too. Okay. Okay, still straightening. Let's get her on here. All right. So, little patchwork. Look, that wasn't so hard, was it? All right, stretch that out just a little more. Uh-oh. Getting thin in the middle. All right. By the time we get everything rolled on here, we're going to be fine. Okay, so let's start with some good old-fashioned pizza sauce. Homemade. I've got a video on how to make this stuff if you want to learn how. I'm just a big fan of the extra good and garlicky tomato sauce. Not too many herbs. Okay, we want to leave the edges a little dry so we can kind of cinch this thing up at the end. Lots of matzah. May have more than I need. It looks like I do. That's better than having less than you need, though. Alrighty. Well, that looks about right. Okay, lots of cheese. Let's put that on after we get the nice flat meats down. Got some nice Genoa salami here. We've got pepperoni coming up after this, and then we'll drop that down. Oh, let's not forget prosciutto. There we go. Let's work our way around this thing. Alrighty, that looks good for the prosciutto. Throw down some pepperoni. Don't be shy. Okay, clearly Phil doesn't care no mo. All right, let's throw down this stuff, and then we'll finish up with a little bit of parm and provolone. And actually, not parm. We're going to save that for the very end. We're going to throw that on top. So hopefully that'll kind of toast up a little bit as it cooks up in the smoker. Smoker's at 350. I've never actually done one of these before, so we're experimenting right now. I'm thinking we'll check it in about 30 minutes. Sounds about right. Okay. Let's get some provolone. Here we go. Oh, this is good stuff. And then going into the smoker, just a little extra smoky goodness. Now, I've got this thing about 1.5 inches thick now. So, this part's probably going to be pretty tricky. I'm going to start with the problem side, but we're basically just going to try and keep rolling that dough right on top of all the goodies. Okay. It's going to be a challenge, but we're not quitters. Come on, big boy. Come on, big boy. Oh, good heavens, look at the size of this monster. All right, we're just going to pull that dough up here. Come on now. There we go. From the bottom, we got some nice thick dough here, so let's use that to kind of patch up some of our thin areas. Okay, there's one right there. Okay. Now this is sketchy. Sketchy, I guess, might be a good word to use. Let's hope it works. We're going to see what happens. Okay, here's the true test. Can we get this kind of Frankenstein-y version of a Stromboli onto the thing without totally destroying it? Come on, we can do it. Come on, Mr. Whisperer. Kaboom! Oh, look at that! Okay, well that's at least enough to get her into the smoker. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, here we go, the old reliable Traeger Lil Tex. Let's pop our Stromboli in there. And, you know, I've rethunk it. The size of this thing, I'm going to check this in about like 45 minutes. I bet that's not even enough. But as ugly as it may look, as long as it's Strombolicious, we'll be A-okay. We'll check you back in 45. Alrighty, 45 minutes. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, sweet Lord, what have I done? That's, it looks like a disaster, but I'm still going to eat it. Alrighty then. With innovation and a little trial and error, we were able to get our big Strombolicious Frankenstein Stromboli onto the cutting board. This is definitely looking like a need for utensils here, so I'm going to hack off a chunk. And we'll try and probably going to eat this with a knife and fork, or at least a fork. Doesn't look like sandwich material, but look at that. Oh my god, I'm probably going to have a heart attack after I eat this too, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Let's try. It's time for the moment of truth. What the heck? Just go for it. Oh dear Lord, that's good. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's definitely, don't eat a lot of that or you'll probably have a heart attack, but dang, that's good. Alrighty, folks. If you like what you saw today, I know it's a bit of an experiment. Not too great looking on the outside, but the inner beauty's there. Trust me. You guys have a great day. Like and subscribe if you like what you saw today, and have a lovely evening.